Hello and welcome to another TCAP recap. It is late Sunday night or early Sunday morning, but whichever way you slice it, work is barreling down on most of us like a freight train. So I picked a short video tonight. It's Mr. David Demers, who we had a sneak peek of in one of the past videos. He was the one that just was real raunchy in the chat log and has a lot of classic lines. So just to give a brief background, he got busted in the Flagler beach sting. He was 31 and teaching at a technical college in Orlando, Florida. And he is the prototypical quote-unquote nice guy. And I don't mean a guy that's just nice. A nice guy is, I guess it could be male or female, but they're people who believe basic social mores and expectations, like being a nice person to another person. They believe that that's currency for sex. To be a little bit more blunt, nice guys, in my experience, have always been guys, but they believe that because they are nice and are generous as human beings, that the world owes them for it, and it usually manifests itself as sexual intent. So they'll befriend a girl, provide an amazing friendship, but then become upset when that doesn't lead to a romantic relationship or to sex, or if they get rejected by a girl, it's because those girls only date douchebags. I'm a nice guy. Why can't they see that? And it's like, dude, you're a nice guy, but to be romantically linked, you have to be nice to the other person and then have more than that, like more of a connection and more intersecting interests and all that good stuff. It doesn't help that they're strongly associated with like wearing fedoras and neckbeards and that type of thing. But anyway, that's what David Demers looks like. And then it's also how he initiates the chat log. Like, he starts talking to her and it's a platonic relationship at first. He brags about some bullshit that's not true. He pretends that he can speak Japanese. And then he starts initiating grooming, introducing sexual stuff, until by the end, he's just being super upfront and way too blunt to somebody that he thinks is a 14-year-old girl. And he actually admits up front in the interview with Chris that Chris is right. He needed this kick in the pants. David is one of those rare predators who seems to think that he's off the hook as he walks out. It's up for debate, but we'll see. We'll judge as that time comes up. But let's just get this started, because we got to get this in. I got to get this in before work tomorrow. So I also got the new setup with a new pop filter, so hopefully this sounds a little bit better. And yeah, maybe that'll improve. I also got some desk stands for my computer, so maybe this will be like 1,000 times better now because of my reaction times and space saving. Nah, let's go.
And back at the house, the parade continues.
Hey, Eddie. Good, how are you? How's it going?
This is 31-year-old.
Man, so look at the way he's looking at the camera. It's the like unique beard, the unique facial hair, used as a way to give him character, to make up for like a lack of interesting qualities. He's the guy with that, that douchey facial hair instead of like, oh, that bland guy that nobody remembers. So this right here, like being out of shape, tucking the terrible style, tucking this, whatever this shirt is, into those jeans. I mean, you just look at the guy and you know. He looks like he should be a magician, or like a sleazy magician, something like that. I'm thinking of Job from Arrested Development. I'm not trying to slur all magicians, so just want to throw that out there.
David Demers.
You can sit down if you want.
Demers teaches.
So it's been mentioned many times, but he takes one look at that Decoy, who's actually 19 years old and attractive, pretty, like, really attractive to most men, I would imagine. I mean, she just has like a very standard, classic, like, blonde American style, but I digress. This right here, the erection that shocked America. Well, maybe people didn't notice in the original run, but he does, yeah, he's very concerned with how his penis size compares to that of her previous boyfriend, ex-boyfriend, who was another 14-year-old. So, he wanted to show her what he was packing, like, right off the bat, so that she knew she was dealing with a stud. What a sick fuck. This guy, he ended up getting 25 months in prison, so 2 years and a month, which is better than not getting any time at all, like the Long Beach special, where it's just probation and RSO status. But RSO status is a pretty cool thing. But yeah, he got RSO status as well and got probation for 8 years. So, and yeah, his charges were pretty explicit. He got charged with using the internet to solicit a child for sex, lewdness, lewd and lascivious exhibition, victim under 16 years old, offender over 18, and attempted lewd and lascivious battery, sex with victim 12 to 15 years old. He goes into prison, and those files get pulled. Hopefully, I mean, I want to be humane. I want to sound humane. So hopefully he was put in a segregation unit. But if he didn't, and he got a little bit of what he was trying to put on others, according to a lot of YouTube prior prisoners, I'm thinking of Larry Lawton, he said that as soon as somebody gets to prison, somebody who worked in the legal aid office would pull their papers and find out what they were charged with and bring that to the leader of their gang, the gang that they would be in. So for him, it would obviously be the Aryan Brotherhood. And then the boss, the leader of the Aryan Brotherhood, would have to decide what to do about him. And those charges probably would get you killed, I imagine. Justifiably, that's not for me to say. So let's avoid looking down at his erection and continue.
Video technology at a trade college in Orlando. Using the screen name Auto Video, he chats online with a decoy named Annie, who tells him she's 14.
Another tactic here, he included a dog to make himself seem less threatening. Here he just has a regular goatee, so that was before he went full on nice guy.
And right from the start, Demers seems to know he's asking for trouble.
Well, having any type of romantic relationship with someone younger than 18 is walking on thin ice.
The decoy tells him
his second or third line, excuse me, oh yeah, I don't know if it's his first line, but according to Perverted Justice, it is. It's you're 14, yeah, why? Or I guess, oh yeah, why? Oh man, I can't do that. Auto Video, which is David, because you're cute, but I shouldn't be thinking that, because I could be your dad. Yes, you could, David. Yes, you could, you sick fuck. Damn. Oh. David.
she had sex with her ex-boyfriend, but didn't like it very much. Then, like many of the men we meet, Demers becomes a sex education teacher, explaining the benefits of sex in a swimming pool.
And the sensation for you is like having sex on a cloud.
This guy sounds like a virgin. Come on. Number one, sex in a pool with all that chlorine. I don't know, man. I've never done it, so I can't speak to it, but I just don't imagine it would be that comfortable, especially for the woman. He might not be what... He probably doesn't care that much about what their sensations are, because he compares it to having sex on a cloud, which, to our more astute listeners... to all our listeners, it would be obvious that you would fall through a cloud. And, of course, he's using it metaphorically, but on a cloud, the comfort would be coming from the cloud, not from this guy. It's not coming from this guy no matter what.
Then, a class in Sexual Positions 101.
Missionary is the first one. Doggy style is the second one.
And when the girl asks about group sex, he describes it in graphic detail.
Simply put, one guy has his in her mouth.
Cock in her mouth. Oh, geez.
The other guy has his in her... or her...
Oh, dang.
I guess dick in her... Either one of those orifices in the back. I don't want to get too graphic here. But yeah, that was the sneak peek we got in the prior video. This guy... It's disgusting how so many of them... Excuse me. One moment here. Okay, sorry about that. I had to clear my throat. But, yeah, a lot of the predos do the whole sex educator thing. It seems like it's probably part of the allure to them, like teaching somebody who hasn't experienced it so they can't tell how terrible at sex these guys are. Like, these guys have probably spent their lives getting rejected or laughed at or just, I mean, some of them can pass, and some of them as normal people, and some of them can't. Some of them just give off vibes that no woman would want to be around. David might be one of those guys.
Dang.
I love teaching you. It's so fun.
He sends her pictures of his penis and wants to know how he compares to her...
What about this is sexy, David? This especially is so fucking ridiculous. You think a 14-year-old girl is gonna find this and this right here? I mean, I may be growing one myself, but that doesn't mean that I'm gonna show it off and send absolutely ridiculous pictures. These, even when buff guys do poses like this, it looks ridiculous. So I think he's been infested with porn to the point that he has a very... He has no idea what women want, number one, and clearly not what anybody wants at all of any age. Ugh.
Old boyfriend.
Did it look bigger than Steven's?
Yeah.
Do you want it inside you?
Yeah.
Sick.
But just
bastard.
to cover his tracks, he suggests this.
Don't leave our conversations open when you leave the computer.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Indicates that he knew he was doing something wrong.
Just using my noodle. I'll use this noodle so that you can use my other noodle.
There it is. The other line that has made this man famous and an icon. I'll use this noodle so that you can use my other noodle. He's saying he'll use his brain noodle, that smooth noodle, so that she can use his other small, smooth noodle. Ugh, sorry. Shouldn't have said that.
I thought you were the one over there when I drove by. I saw.
Now, Demers is in the undercover.
He just gave the stupidest opening line, talking about how he missed the house and drove the wrong, and was texting around like, oh.
Noodle.
I thought you were the one over there when I drove by. I saw.
Now, Demers is in the undercover house.
I thought you were the one over there, and so when I drove by, I like ducked under. Come on, dude. This girl, She does not look 14, but I mean, this video, not the best quality. But come on, this guy, this girl, this pose, this everything. No, sir.
Wants to give our...
He must be at least intelligent enough to get the job that he had. So we'll give him an above average intellect for a Predo at 8 out of 10. Give his intuition, God, a 1. He doesn't even really seem to show any caution, which indicates that he's done this before. So his scumbag level, also an 8, relative to some of the worst predators. And then finally, his horny level must be off the charts. We'll give him a 12 out of 10 there, because that seems... You saw his boner walking in. That's unprecedented in TCAP. So that's why he gets the special dozen out of 10.
Our Decoy a hug.
How's it going?
Good, you can sit down.
Oh.
No hug.
He comes around for the hug, and she gets assertive and tells him, "You can sit down." And that pushes him back. I mean, I guess to his very meager credit that he listens, but...
How's it going?
Good, you can sit down.
Oh.
No hug tonight.
Okay.
Why don't you have a seat right over there?
No hug tonight.
What are you up to?
I don't know. I'm gonna...
Shout out to Chris for an excellent line walking out. An excellent reveal line. No hugs tonight. That would be applicable to almost all the Predos.
Bad spot.
Why don't you describe that spot for me?
Alone. I'm not gonna deny it. I mean, obviously I'm here and whatever, so...
I mean, is that
Alone. That's not the reason. This guy's so full of shit right off the bat. I want to hear the context that he says it.
I'm in a bad spot.
What?
He's in a bad spot. He's alone. Dude, there's so many people who are alone, especially now, during COVID, that are not becoming predators, so screw off with that shit, okay? Look at this sad sack of shit. He's going 100% into full manipulation mode, which does not work for him at all. It backfires, to say the least, because he confesses to everything.
You describe that spot for me.
Chris wants to describe
Alone. I'm not gonna deny it. I mean, obviously I'm here and whatever, so...
I mean, is that appropriate to send to a girl who says she's 14?
No, not at all.
Lounging around naked?
I knew it was wrong.
lounging around naked. That's the embarrassing nude photo. This guy has no shame, though. He's unfazed by it. Like, he still has his little act going on. Some guys, that shocks him into silence for a moment, because getting presented with your own dick that you sent to an underage girl is kind of a jarring experience, I imagine.
I knew it was wrong, and I couldn't stop.
He just kept talking as he was presented with that photo, and it had an excuse ready. It's a shitty excuse. I just couldn't stop. Bad excuse, but he had it. He had it ready, and locked and loaded, shot it right back at Chris.
What was your plan here tonight? Do you think you would have had sex with this girl if she was willing?
If it would have come to it.
Did you bring condoms?
Mm-hmm.
What else did you bring?
That probably sunk him in court, or at least did some heavy damage. We can hear that confession one more time.
If it would have come to it.
Did you bring condoms?
Which is a yes, of course. And then he brought the condoms.
What else did you bring?
Massage oil.
Massage oil.
Yeah.
Lubricant.
You know what's going on here.
Yes, I do.
The Predo... I mean, that's unfair, because those are all basic necessities of sex for many people. So it's not a Predo special, but when you're bringing it to a 14-year-old girl, it's like the Predo starter kit. It's like what you need. You need to be a groomer, have those products, and will come in hot asking for a hug with a boner. Maybe the boner, some of those other guys, who knows.
You know who I am?
I don't know who you are. I have an idea.
Who do you think?
I believe you're some sort of detective or police officer.
Well, I'm not.
Do you think that he was smart enough to know that he wasn't Mirandized? If he legit thought he was a detective and he admitted all that stuff without being Mirandized first, it would be inadmissible in court. So I wonder if he was that quick on his feet, or if he's just a super dumbass who would spill his guts to a police detective. Once he gets... Excuse me. So sorry. I think his interrogation might be online. I'm going to look for it, but let's go.
No. You'd be wrong there. I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC, and we're doing a story on adults who try to meet young teens online for sex.
I will deny nothing. It's all there, black and white.
What a unique approach to the reveal of the cameras. It's all there in black and white. I will deny nothing. He is really going for the repentant sinner approach. I've used it myself when I've gotten into tight spots. You know, you just start admitting, you're right, I'm totally wrong. I take full responsibility. That shows maturity in most situations when you're able to own a mistake and work to fix it. In this situation, I mean, I guess it's noble that he wants to get himself in prison to get him away from people. But he does plead not guilty when he gets to court, so not that noble, are you, David?
This is probably what I needed to straighten up. Scared the hell out of me. I should have scared the hell out of me as soon as she said she was 14. I should have just been like, bye. And that's what I'm going to do from now on.
Okay.
Gentlemen, have a good night.
Thank you.
There it is. Gentlemen, have a good night. So the question is, does he think he's off the hook now? Is he walking out that door feeling like he got his ass kicked on television and it might go public? Excuse me, public. God damn it. Sorry. I'm looking for solutions to this dry throat of mine, because the dabs, they're medicine for other stuff, for my creativity, so they can't go, you know? I'll figure it out. But does he think he's walking out of here with his butt kicked, scared the hell out of him, but thinking that he's just going to go home and start trolling the internet again for somebody real? We'll watch. And I think he does think he's in the clear. I think he's too arrogant and egotistical to imagine that he could be arrested. He's not like some dude that's been to prison before or had significant run-ins with the police. So it seems like an impossible thing until it's happening to you. And even then it feels... I've gotten arrested for DUI more than 10 years ago at this point. And I changed my ways after that. I can tell you that. But it feels unreal. And in the moment, just like any significant life event feels a little unreal. Feels super unreal when you're in the back of a cop car with... You know, for me, for something as shameful as a DUI in my case, because, yeah, but this is on a whole other plane of shame existence. I mean, I couldn't, they should feel that shame, of course, but does he feel shame, or just, is he just pissed that he got caught because he doesn't have a conscience? I feel like he's a manipulator.
Gentlemen, have a good night.
Thank you. It feels so dramatic, like traumatized.
But for Demers, it may not be such a good night.
On the ground. Get on the ground.
Ooh.
He later pleaded not guilty to 3 felony counts, including using a computer.
What's up, everybody? Check
out his stuff on Etsy, please. Dream into Eternity t-shirts and art on Etsy. Let's just quick check out Mr. Demers in the time sense. So this is his chat. I looked at the Urban Dictionary of nice guy to make sure I had it right. they really help out sometimes. This is him now. I don't know if I can. This is him, one of the most recent ones. Woo, you can still see there's like the shadow of him inside that fat and blubber, but he decided to grow the ring of power. Oh, he looks, I don't know, not great. But Perverted Justice has one. This was him, like, as he went into prison, which he lost that prison weight. It's like the opposite of the freshman 15 when you get to college. It's the freshman prison 15 where you lose it, and then you lose 50 more. Oh, boy. Okay, well, I'm going to wrap it up because it's getting pretty late here. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much for listening. It's much, much appreciated. And things will just get better from here. We're always improving over here at TCAP Recap. So keep checking in. And take it easy, everybody. Catch you on the flip side.